Hello everyone, welcome back to Cast TV. We are here at Porsche Reading and today is collection day for my Porsche 992 GT3 RS. And in fact, this is the key. Now, if you recall, the challenge was to buy one car a month in 2023.
I know you like buying cars, so I'll challenge you to buy one car every month this year.
One car a month?
I reckon you can do that.
This car was purchased and paid for in 2023, but unfortunately was delayed slightly. So yes, this is being filmed in February and I think this video will go out in March, but this now completes the challenge that Palm sent me back in January 2023, and I have successfully completed that challenge. So guys, let me show you the 12 of 12 purchase. Wow, it just looks amazing. Humongous, and just look at this rear wing, guys. Now, before you say anything, yes, you can see the car is dirty, it's wet, but I requested that the car's not cleaned, it's left as it is, because I just didn't want any scratches or any swirl marks in the paintwork. So you need to look past the dampness on the car, and we'll talk about the specs and so on in a moment. But just look at the car. She is absolutely amazing. So in my hand, I have the spec sheets and we'll go through that shortly. Now, if this was a used car or a second-hand car, I would suggest that the first thing you do is carry out a car vertical history check. This being a brand new car with only 18 miles, me being the first owner, there's no need to do a history check. So if you buy a second-hand car from a private individual or from an independent dealer or from a main dealer, you must carry out a car vertical history check first before you hand over any money. That history check will verify any mileage discrepancies, if the car's been involved in an accident or if it's an insurance write-off, the car's ever been stolen or stolen recovered, or if the car has any finance outstanding. Now, if you look on the screen now, you will see a GT3 which has been involved in a pretty bad accident. So bad that it's actually classed as a write-off. Now, you wouldn't want to buy that car now, would you? So before you buy a car, make sure you carry out a car vertical history check. In the description below, there's a link to car vertical, and make sure you use the code CAS for 20% off at the checkout. And remember guys, the car vertical app will work in over 20 countries worldwide. I'm still blown away that it's my car. I have to wait another week. The car will leave here today and Topaz will ceramic coat the car, obviously clean it, and PPF the whole of the car, which is paint protection film. I was super excited to get allocation of that. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would get allocation of the RS. And to get the call from David Churchill 6-7 months ago to say I'd got that allocation, it was unreal, a surreal moment. And we are here, middle of February, the car's here, and it's mine, it's officially mine. Now let's talk about the specs of my particular car. Now my initial concerns were with the color. So this is Arctic Grey. And when you're speccing a car on the configurator, the colors don't always look the same in real life. On the configurator, it looks a little bit darker, but in real life, yes, it's gray, but it's not a sort of in-your-face gray. It's not as light as crayon and it's not as dark as what you would consider a gray car to be. So yes, absolutely blown away by the color, and I think the best thing I've done is gone for silver wheels. I don't like black wheels, and I think breaking it up with the silver wheels and obviously all the carbon bits, which we'll talk about in a moment, makes the car stand out even more. So, specs of the car. Yes, it's in Arctic Grey. We've got the full Wiseac pack, which includes the bonnet, which is all carbon fiber. You've got obviously the roof in carbon fiber, and the rear section of the wing, the top section of the wing is also in carbon fiber. And guys, just look how big this wing is. It's pretty insane. In terms of tire size, we have Pirelli P0s, 275/35 ZR20s on the front. And on the rear, we have humongous tires, 335/30 ZR21. Just look at all the splats and all the cutouts. There's a lot going on this bodywork. These splats are there and these cutouts are there for a reason. It's for aero, so that you've got a lot more downforce on the front. The air travels, it keeps the car glued to the floor. So in terms of other specs, I've got the PDLS matrix system on the front. We've got nose lift. Obviously you need that for any car in the UK, full stop. Along the rear, we've got the exclusive design tail lights, and we've got the GT3 RS script in grey. Now, there was talk that I was going to change that script, even after paying, I think £600, was it, David, for the script? I was thinking about changing that to maybe silver or white, but I'm gonna leave it as it is in that finish, in that color. Quite happy with that now. And obviously one thing that we can't forget, we've got PCCBs, which are the Porsche ceramics with yellow brake calipers, just to break up the exterior, just to add a little bit of color on the exterior. And that those yellow touches on the caliper, they continue into the car. Now let me show you inside the car. Most importantly, I've opted for the best seats. Club Sport spec 918 sports bucket seats. Obviously we've got the cage behind, and that is part of the Weissach pack, so it is a carbon fiber cage, which looks absolutely awesome. Yellow seat belts to match the yellow calipers. I've also got a yellow rev counter and the yellow chronograph as well, just to break up the inside. Otherwise it's very black inside, because obviously you've got a lot of carbon fiber, which is black, and you've got black seats, and you've got Race Tex, which is Porsche's word for Alcantara, very posh word. Now I do love these premium door handles in carbon fiber. They look absolutely amazing. Now, audio-wise, I have ticked the box for Bose. I don't think I'll be upgrading the audio in this car, so having the Bose with the extra subwoofer will just give me that better top quality crystal sound and a bit of depth. Now, in terms of cost, let me give you an idea of what all these additionals have cost. So the Weissach package, which consists of all the carbon fiber bits on the outside, including the bonnet and the magnesium alloys and the carbon fiber cage, that is £29,600. Starting from the front, you've got the tinted LED main headlights, the PDLS. They are £2,861 as an option. PDLS Plus, the exclusive design rear taillights are £678. The ceramics, which I mentioned earlier on, they're not cheap. The ceramics on this car cost an eye-watering £7,473. Now, moving on to the inside, the yellow seat belts. Yes, everything you have to pay extra for. Just the yellow seat belts are £222. The rev counter in yellow is £281, and the yellow chronograph, the stopwatch, is also £281. Now, a few extra bits and pieces that I'll show you just while I'm sitting here. This carbon fiber door sill with the GT3 RS script illuminated is £339. We also have the Porsche logo on LED, which when you open the doors, you can see on the floor there's a Porsche logo. That was £116. I think that's one of the cheapest options on this car. Now, one feature that is a must on any 992 is nose lift, and that's operated by pressing this button here. The engine has to be on for that to function. Now, nose lift is not cheap. The front axle lift system is £2,546. That's not a cheap option. Let me know in the comments of my spec, obviously the color, Arctic Grey with the Weissach pack, silver wheels. Should I have gone with black? Would you have gone with black, or would you have kept it with the bronzy color that is the bronzy gold color that comes from factory? Right guys, that's us done here at Porsche Reading. First and foremost, I need to thank David Churchill and Tina for the awesome service that I've received. Now, this is the third car that I've purchased from here, so I'm not one of those guys that have bought 10 take-hands and so on and so on. In fact, the second car was the 992 GT3, so I think I've done very well, and maybe we'll cover the reasons behind why I got allocation of the RS in a separate video. That's a separate conversation. There's a lot of noise online about allocations of these cars, and I think I'll cover it from my perspective. So yes, thanks to Porsche Reading, Tina and David Churchill. Porsche Reading's details are down below should you need to contact them. It's now hand over to Tony of Turbo Transport, who is in charge of loading this car up from here and taking it to Topaz in Park Royal, where the complete car, as I said earlier, will be ceramic coated and PPF'd. And at the end of this episode, I will collect the car from Topaz and I will give you an opinion on my first driving experience in my all-new 992 GT3 RS. Right guys, I am here now at Topaz Detailing in Park Royal to see and collect my 992 GT3 RS. Now if you recall, the car was dirty at Porsche Reading because of my request for them not to clean the car. So I've seen the car dirty, I haven't seen it clean, I've not driven the car. I am super excited. Just check out some of the metal that's in the detailing bays here. But for me, 2 weeks I've been waiting to pick up the car. It's been a long process because these guys are super busy. I've been super busy, and if you recall, the car was trailered by Turbo Transport from Porsche Reading straight to Park Royal. So first time seeing the car, let's get into it. I'm just too excited to see the car. Oh, I can already see it, wow. Blown away.
Honestly, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think it looks incredible. And you spec'd it so well. Really nice to see.
Guys, this is GT, or Gautam.
How you doing?
So he's been my point of contact here at Topaz. Come here now, cleaned under these harsh lights. It's a night and day difference. I am truly, truly blown away. Firstly, what do you think of my spec? And be honest, I can handle it.
Well, just joking. We have seen maybe 10 plus RSs now. You know, and a lot of the guys know that know me here, the Porsche configurator is like my favorite place to be. And
ditto.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We're there all day, right?
Details down in the description below if you want to go and configure a car.
Absolutely. And it's really nice to see, from my perspective, Arctic Grey, but with the complementary silver wheels.
Yes.
It picks up a lot of the difference in the car. Sometimes dark bodies, I think, lose a lot of aggression. I mean, you can't really lose the wing, but what this does is shows the lines, shows the shadows. But for me, silver works so well. You know I like silver, my GT4's in silver. The yellow works really well with that. The silver script looks really good. And it picks out also the detail of the carbon.
Quite a few Arctic Greys out there. Some have got the red script and the red wheels. Some have got black wheels, black script. I want it to be different, so it stands out and people know this is my car.
Yeah. Little did you know, so probably going back about 20 years, I was in your shop buying sounds for my car, JLs and Alpine amps and stuff. So it's funny how it's all just come to this.
Well, I appreciate all that business, because obviously all that business has helped fund to where I've got to now.
It probably just about covered one small bit of stitching somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. I delivered you a car in a dirty state. What was the first thing you did?
First thing we're going to do is, obviously we do a quick inspection of the vehicle, just to be mindful of how the car's arrived, to protect yourself as well, so we can be mindful of anything that hasn't been picked up or not seen. Car then goes through our wash bay.
Sure.
We want to make sure everything that comes through our wash bay into the workshop is clean anyway, but also to prepare the car for PPF. You know, PPF is a great product and a great way of protecting the paintwork, but you want to make sure the surface it goes onto is clean, is as pure as it can be, so it lasts as long as it should be.
Yes.
And our PPF comes with a 10-year warranty, not just on the product, but our application.
This is your own PPF, is that correct?
Spot on, exactly. So it's formulated to our standards. We've been in the business long enough to go, we want more, costs us more, but it means we can deliver more as well. So high levels of adhesion without a compromise of clarity as well. So if you look at the optical clarity, and if you look at your car now, yes, we've done a ceramic coating and so on, but you can see the optics.
Car looks absolutely, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. And there's some tricky parts of the car. You know, for me, I'm not a detailer, but just looking at the car, you've got all this active aero going on here.
Yep.
Very intricate work. And I can see there's a sort of, there's a join line or a cut line there.
So not a cut line.
It's not a cut
join
line.
line.
It's a join line, okay.
Yep.
So you don't remove any panels, is that correct?
Correct. So that's what gives a lot of manufacturers, new dealers as well, a lot of confidence in what we do, because we do not need to dismantle your vehicle to fit PPF. So we have designed and tested and improved continuously our patterns so that we are able to fit and in such a clean line in situ. Because you can probably appreciate with all these actuators and so on, you don't want that being pulled apart, especially in a brand new car.
Sure.
So that's all as essentially one piece with a join line in a very inconspicuous area as well. And that's what designing allows us to do, is hide things in certain areas which don't look as obvious.
I think the next thing for you to do is pull the car out.
Yeah.
I'll settle the bill. I want to drive it. I've been waiting 2 weeks for this moment. Car looks amazing. You've done a fantastic job. Thank you very much for that. But no disrespect. I want to get out of it and I want to drive the damn thing.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
So right guys, it's a couple of days on. I picked the car up from Topaz, as you just saw, but it started raining and I got caught in traffic, so I couldn't really have a chat with you guys and give you my honest first impression after picking up the car. However, sun's out, not much traffic on this side of the A312, so I thought, you know what, perfect time, let's go for a drive and let me sort of give you an idea of how I feel, my first proper drive, and compare it against my GT3. Now, let's put it into manual mode. The first thing that I noticed picking it up the other day from Topaz, and even driving it now, the suspension setup on this is totally different compared to my 992 GT3. The suspension on that car was pretty stiff. This is another level of stiff. It is very harsh. You feel everything, any camber adjustment, any undulation. Obviously we've got quite a few potholes here in the UK. You feel everything. So on a long drive, if you've got a bad back, this is not the car for you, because when you get out, your back will be sore. Even on the A312, which is fairly flat, the front is bouncing. It feels everything. I also have noted that it's tramlining quite a lot. So where you have the camber in the road, you really need to hold on to the steering wheel, because the car moves around. It moves around underneath you. It moves around the front wheels, the front tires move around. So, you know, you need to have your wits about you. Now, obviously today's a sunny day. It's not wet, the roads aren't damp. But even then, it's a car that you've got to give some proper respect to, because I know it will bite, and it will bite pretty hard. Now, running in miles, so I've got to do 1,500 kilometers, and I can't go over 4,000 RPM. It's about 932 miles. So the plan is to cover those 900 odd miles as quickly as possible, because I really want to open up this thing. But one thing which is totally different in this car compared to the stock 992 GT3 is the steering wheel. And obviously you've got quite a few buttons here, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what they do as of yet. So I've got some homework to do. Read the manual, maybe watch a few YouTube videos and work out what these buttons do. Open her up a bit. These magnetic flappy paddles are absolutely awesome. That click is to die for. Insane. One thing I've also noticed as well, this car gets some seriously insane looks. I've only gone up the A312 a few times, and I got caught in traffic on the way back, and people are going crazy over this car. You know, thumbs up, horning at you. There's guys with their camera phones out. That's another level of attention with this car. I suppose it comes with the territory. You got a massive wing at the back, and you know, it looks like the car's about to take off. Talking about that wing, it does reduce rear visibility somewhat. So if you look through a section of the roll cage, and then on the side of the roll cage at the back, you can see the sides of the wing. So it's a pretty big thing there. Nonetheless, this is one insane car. Over the moon. Still can't believe it. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to sink in. This is a track car for the road, and I will be tracking this car. This is not going to be a trailer queen. I will be using it as the car was intended to be used. So plenty of road trips planned, plenty of track days planned with some of my friends throughout the year. Now, before I get caught in traffic, guys, thanks for watching. First and foremost, I've got to give a massive appreciation and a lot of love to Porsche Reading, David Churchill and Tina Jane for giving me the allocation slot for my dream car, helping me spec it, and that whole buying process was absolutely amazing. Their details are down below. Let me know what you think on the spec of my RS, and have I done well with that spec? I know some of you would spec your car with black wheels, or you'd maybe leave it on the bronze, gold, Weissach magnesium alloys. Let me know on the color of the script. Just drop a comment below. Make sure you smash the like button, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will be back again very soon, either on Cast TV or on Raj's Garage. And down below you've got links to Raj's Garage, Porsche Centre Reading, and also Topaz Detailing. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.